And October is World Down Syndrome Awareness Month. It's a time to celebrate the lives of individuals with Down syndrome and to raise awareness about inclusion, acceptance, and support. Jennifer Cruz and Brianna Hamill are both volunteers with Jack's Basket, a nonprofit that delivers love and encouragement to families who've just welcomed a baby with Down syndrome. The organization creates special baskets to help parents feel uplifted during a life-changing moment. And we say good morning and welcome to Jennifer and Brianna.
Good morning, Ken.
Good to have you on. Tell us how you were first introduced to Jack's Basket.
I was first introduced when I received the Jack's Basket after my daughter was born. So when my daughter was born in March of 2020, it was the start of COVID. It was the start of the shutdown, and my daughter was in the NICU for 25 days. So we were either in the hospital or we were home just thinking about her. So my basket came and it was delivered just from, the mailman. There was no parent deliveries at that time, but it just meant the world to us.
And share with us some delivery stories that you guys have with the organization too. Tell us about some of the delivery stories.
So I delivered a couple of baskets to some of the parents, and just bringing the basket to them and welcoming their child into the world, I think helped make them feel, welcomed and less alone. It was really nice to meet other people who were experiencing the same things that I did, and just giving them that basket full of resources, toys, things that they could use just brightened up their day. I've stayed in touch with some of these parents, answered some questions for them, and it's been really nice to connect with other parents in my position.
It's years ago, we didn't necessarily hear as much about children with Down syndrome. And then you had obviously better communications. And then you have someone like Rachel Campos Duffy over on Fox and Friends, who has a beautiful, beautiful little girl, Valentina. And she so proudly shows the world that you can have a Down syndrome child who will give you all the love in the world. And this is something you need to embrace as a gift from God. When you see that, how does that make you feel being part of the greater society of people with children who have Downs?
It just makes me so happy and so proud. I mean, our babies are so worthy of celebrating. They're so worthy of love and a great life. So to see that now, it's just so much. There's so much more understanding about it. Is just really important to all of us.
And there are, for those who don't realize, there are some challenges, right? When with a child who has Downs, there are health challenges you have to be careful of and always keep an eye on. So talk about some of that too, so that people are aware of all the different challenges, nonetheless, that as parents of children with Downs, you have to watch out for.
So I could start. My son doesn't
Yeah.
have too many challenges, thankfully. He did spend a night in the NICU and a couple of days in the special care nursery. He has hypothyroidism, and he was diagnosed with that at birth. So we monitor his thyroid levels closely. We give him his medication every day. Trying to get the tablet into a 1 or a 2 month old is difficult. It's not the easiest, but we managed to find a way. We're monitoring his heart. His pressures were a little elevated, but so far so good. And most recently, he was diagnosed with sleep apnea, which is something common that happens with kids with Down syndrome. And we're hoping that having his tonsils removed and his adenoids removed will help with that. So
Hmm.
I've considered
And
myself pretty lucky.
yeah, thankfully, yes. But it's just like anybody with any other child, right? It's part of growing up, and every child presents their own health challenges, and it's all about the love and the parenting that you put in with and you get that beautiful love back from your child. How did you both get involved, by the way, as volunteers, and what do you do now?
So I remember I received the email from Jack's Basket asking for parent volunteers. I was home on maternity leave at the time after having my son. And I thought, wow, this would be a really great way to get involved with this amazing community. And so I emailed them, they interviewed me. It was like kind of a process that we had to go through. And to date, I've done like 10 deliveries. So the company will email me and say, we have a delivery in this town. Do you want to take it? It needs to be done this week. So I'll take it, or I pass it along to somebody else. Or they'll email me and say that they need a remote parent connection, which just means that there's somebody that kind of lives far away, and we just like text and we call and we just, welcome this person, and the company ships the basket right to them.
So that is so cool. I love this whole concept, and it's such a sweet reminder that there are people out there who love you and support you. And what do you think people need to better understand about children with Down syndrome overall?
I think just to understand that they're kids just like everyone else. They're looking for love, they're looking to be included, and they're just so lovable. Nikki brightens up my life and everyone's life that he touches. He's loved at school. He's the little mayor. So to me, I just want everyone to understand you don't have to be afraid of him. He's a child just like anyone else.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And there are, look, I know we have a cousin in my family. One of our cousins is has Downs and works and has a wonderful life and is just the coolest guy in the world. And so I get it. I'm married into the family, and honestly, not having encountered somebody with Downs beforehand, I was a little apprehensive. And then once you get to know, like, oh, this person is exactly a lovable, wonderful, cool guy who always comes up and gives you a hug and a kiss and great conversation. Then you realize this is perfect. This is got part of God's plan. And this is everybody's different on the planet, and there's a reason. What's a website for more information? Anybody?
For Jack's,
Yeah,
for
for
Jack's
Jax,
Basket, you could
please.
just Google Jack's Basket. I believe it's jacksbasket.com. But if you Google it, which is how I found Jack's, you just Google Jack's Basket and it'll bring you to the main webpage.
Awesome. And October again is World Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Thank God we have that to remind everybody of these loving and beautiful people. Jennifer Cruz and Brianna Hamill, volunteers with Jack's Basket. Can't thank you enough for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Thank you.
You bet. Have a great day, both of you.